Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTest.com, and today I am on Fountaine Pajot's Power 67. This is their latest launch, and it's a spectacular yacht. 32-foot beam, which is just amazing. Wait till you see how much we can fit inside and not be crowded. This is a yacht that is not only suitable for owners, but also for those looking to get into the crude charter trade. With 5 cabins, she's ideal for cost sharing to exotic locations. Let's start with a little measuring first. Between the seats, 10 feet 8 inches, front to back, 9 feet 9 inches. That gives us 388 square feet of entertaining space, which is a lot, but remember, we could have as many as 10 people plus crew for a cruise. Overhead height, look at this, 7 feet 3 inches. Now for seating, lounge over on the starboard side, triple wide. That's facing L-shaped seating over on the port side that wraps around this solid wood table. It's expandable, it's also high-low, so we can convert it from a dining table to a coffee table. Just behind, bench seat going across the transom. Just to the starboard side of the seat, there's a grilling station with a propane grill, sink, plenty of counter space for serving, refrigeration, and storage. Now, I've been in the Bahamas where you're at anchor, the wind is coming from one direction, the sun is at the other direction, coming right onto the deck. It gets hot in a position like that, so that's why it's convenient that we have a drop-down sunshade. Of course, the fun can continue off the stern where we've got this hydraulically actuated platform, 4 feet 7 inches by 15 feet, ideal for holding on to and launching a PWC. There are flip-up cradles to both sides here. And then we've got stairs leading down to the water to both sides. I'd like to see a swim platform extending from there so that we can get on and off a floating dock much easier. We could even continue this platform around to the side just to make it easier for boarding. Let's stick with the exterior features and go up to the flying bridge. Stairs from the cockpit curving up to the fly bridge. Notice that there's an ice maker right alongside. Certainly a lot to like here. Let's start at the stern and we'll work our way forward. One step up gets us to this aft deck surrounded by railings. There are loungers to both sides, 79 inches by 79 inches. This is out in the open environment, not under the protection of the hardtop, so great place to sit in sun, relax, watch the wake shrinking in the distance. Solar panels are affixed to the hardtop behind the flying bridge. This is putting a charge into the house batteries. Coming forward, take a step down and we've got U-shaped seating over to the left-hand side. There's a high-low table, solid wood. Storage is underneath the seats. And then over to the starboard side, it's a sink, serving area, refrigeration, and storage. Just behind the helm seat, there's a bench, cushion to the back, and then opposite, there's another lounge ahead of the U-shaped seating. That gives us another area to sit forward-facing, enjoy the view, and relax. Now, all this is under the protection of this hardtop, 7 feet 7 inches off the deck. There's an electrically actuated sunroof plus 2 manually actuated moonroofs. The glass stays fixed, but you can open it up and let the sun shine through. Now, because of this boat's massive beam, there's 344 square feet of living space, nearly all of which is for entertaining and sunning. Now let's take our inspection to the inside. We've got doors that open wide, 6 feet 4 inches, and then you can see we've got windows that open further, and now we can blend the outside cockpit with the inside galley. That adds another 5 feet to the opening way across, and as you can see, it's just so hard to not be impressed with the remarkable beam on this boat. Look at how much space we have in here. Let's go over all the features, starting with the galley. I really like this layout, L-shaped, refrigeration, dishwasher, double basin, stainless steel sink, solid surface counter is made in-house. Plenty of storage. Propane cooktop, we can also option that out for electric. And then we've got an island with a refrigerator and freezer. Plenty of serving space on the top, and then a TV on an electric lift will come out right here. Of course, we've got the staple of every cruising yacht, the wine chiller, additional storage ahead of that, convection oven. Additional seating forward where there's a chaise lounge over to the port-hand side. This could be opted out for a wet bar. And then we've got the dining area over to the starboard side, seating 8. L-shaped seat just to the back. The table is collapsible, expandable, and high-low. A watertight door with 6 dogs leads us to the forward gathering area, and it's really hard not to notice how open and airy this interior is, with all of the surrounding windows providing such great visibility and natural light, and that coupled with the 6-foot 11-inch overhead clearance. Now let's talk about the accommodations on this boat. There are choices. Master is always going to be over to the starboard side. Over to the port side, we can have the galley up, which leaves us with 2 staterooms in this section, or we put the galley down. That leaves us with 1 stateroom forward, galley, and then access to the aft stateroom. So 4 stateroom 4 head or 5 stateroom 5 head. Let's start with the master stateroom, which is again over to the starboard side. Now for starters, all of these staterooms are mirror images of one another, the only exception with this one being the extended ensuite plus another entrance that I'll get to in a moment. But berth is 78 by 72, mounted athwartship so it faces a hull side window. There's an opening port light. A TV on an electric lift is under the hull side windows. There's a quilted headboard. Ceiling height here, 7 feet, which leaves us, wow, 4 feet 9 inches over the berth. Fully forward, there are 2 small settees, making 1 large settee if you put them together like they are. There's shelf storage and then cabinet storage just ahead. And then that takes us over to this area where we've got a desk, secondary display of all of the vessel's monitoring systems, another hull side window, reading light, pull-out ottoman, storage to both sides. This is just at the bottom of the stairs where we've got a sliding door with a full-length mirror on it. And if we close the door, now we've got closet storage just behind that. And that brings us to the master ensuite, which has his and hers sinks recessed into the solid surface counter, whole bulkhead of mirrors with storage behind the mirrors, and there's storage underneath and to the aft section as well. In fact, it's storage just everywhere. Over to the side, walk-in shower with a hull side window and an opening port light for ventilation. There's also an overhead hatch. There's a secondary entrance leading to the bow. Now the beauty of this is we have this private access to this whole area. Now picture that you're med-moored, you got your stern to the dock. Everybody at the dock can see what you're eating, what you're doing, what you're gathering, but up here you've got privacy. This is an excellent place to have a private entrance from to make it your little own balcony. Now we have the bow gathering area, which is consistent with just a couple of deck chairs. There's the usual seating that we see at the front of the bow rails, and then over to the left-hand side, optional jacuzzi with L-shaped seating and then a bench seat just behind that into a sunken area, making another nice little gathering area. 2 more staterooms over to the port-hand side in this layout. Let's take a look. Now these 2 staterooms are literally mirror images of one another, one forward, one aft. So let's just take a look at the forward one. Same dimensions as the master stateroom. The only thing that we're missing is the separate area where we had that desk, and then beyond that, the master ensuite. This one has a head just forward, and it's got 1 sink and a walk-in shower. But we're still facing a hull side window, opening port light. We have all the natural light, same size berth, same dimensions to the cabin. There are 2 more staterooms, and they're both accessed from both sides of the cockpit deck. The port and starboard cabins are pretty much identical. The bed is actually 2 inches wider than a queen bed and is bigger than it appears in this video. The head is small, but guests will appreciate the privacy, and when in the charter trade, these 2 extra aft staterooms will make the boat financially compelling. When these 2 cabins are being used, the crew will sleep forward in the bows. During our sea trials, we reached a top speed of 18.6 knots. That equates to 0.4 nautical miles per gallon and a range of 362.7 nautical miles. Drop her down to 10 knots, and we can open up that range to 1,095 nautical miles. This while still holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 1,057-gallon total fuel capacity. With these kinds of numbers, coupled with her versatile and roomy layout, it's no wonder that this boat is so easily transitioning from an owner's boat to a crewed chartered yacht. What makes it even more appealing to charters is the fact that Fountaine Pajot will even offer financing, something few builders are willing to do. I have to say I'm always impressed with catamarans, especially from a handling standpoint. But the roominess, the comfort level, the spaciousness, all coming together on catamarans, and Fountaine Pajot has just taken this one to the next level. They've really done a remarkable job on it, and I have to say I'm impressed. And that's my full features inspection of the Fountaine Pajot Power 67. For BoatTest.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.